2 weeks away from Christmas Eve. I don't know about you, but what I like to do on Christmas is with family and friends, sit around the Christmas tree, maybe in front of a fire, and just think about memories. Think about memories of the past. Think about building new memories. This last decade has really been tough for me because this year my mother passed away. Last year my father-in-law passed away. In 2006 my father passed away. And I started thinking about, during Christmas, the memories of my father at Christmas, but also just memories in general. I think back to 1982, the weekend before I joined the U.S. military. He and I spent 4 days out on Lake Michigan fishing, just the two of us. But it was really the highlight of the whole trip was one afternoon when the wind was so strong, it was too strong for us to be out on the lake in our 22-foot boat. So after lunch, we went to the hotel room and he had a bottle of brandy, and we sat and talked for hours about his youth, about his time in Korea in the military, and about his time since the military where he's gone. And I started thinking about that, of those memories, and it really made me excited. But you know, one thing my dad always loved to do was fish. So it made me think about the first time when I was in 6th grade, getting out on Lake Michigan, going fishing. We pulled up to the pier, and my dad was backing up the boat. We pulled into the water, we disconnected the ropes, and we pulled it off the trailer, and we pulled it up to the dock. And my dad pulled the car out, and he went out to park the car. And my mom and my brother and I, we were putting stuff into the boat, and we noticed all of a sudden the water coming in the back of the boat, into the boat inside, leaking in. And we looked down, and there was no plug in the back of the boat. And we're looking around the boat trying to figure out, where's the plug? Where's the plug? And we couldn't find it. So my brother looks at me and goes, "Go get Dad! We got to get the boat out of the water." So I take off running like crazy, and I'm running, and I'm thinking, the boat's going to sink. The boat's going to sink. And I get up to my dad, and I say, "We're getting water in the boat." And he goes, "Put the plug in." I said, "We can't find the plug." He goes, "It's on the boat. It's on the dash of the boat." Oh. So I take off running back to the boat, and I get back there. By the time I got back, my brother had found the plug and put it in. But now we had still this water in the whole area where we normally stand and sit. So we got back. So my brother was like, "We still got to get the boat out." Just then my dad walked up on the pier and said, "Don't worry about it. I got a solution." So we got everything ready, and we pulled back off the dock, and we went out of the bay, we went out into the lake, and we pulled it up to about 30 miles an hour. And when you do that, the wake behind the boat makes the water lower than the hole, so we pulled out the plug, and the water went out. Solution solved. So it was really kind of neat to think about that in the time. So we got out into the water, and we were about 5 miles out, and we started fishing. And my dad put the lines in, and all of a sudden, one of the fishing poles goes way down and pops back up. And I realized, wow, we got a fish. So my dad hands me the pole. He says, "Here, hold this." And he and my brother started pulling in the other lines, and I'm holding on to this pole. And back about 50 yards behind the boat was this fish jumping out of the water, jumping out of the water. And I'm just holding him, couldn't pull him in until they get the other lines in. But all I was thinking about was these TV shows out deep sea fishing in the Atlantic or the Pacific, where they get these 300, 400, 500-pound fish, and they're pulling them in. And I'm thinking, this is going to be really exciting. And sure enough, when they got the lines in, I started pulling him in, and he kept jumping and then going down in the water, and come jumping and going down in the water. And it was probably, by the time I got him in, it was the most exciting time through my next 15 years fishing, bringing in that very first fish. It was so exciting. So I'm thinking about memories around Christmas. I'm thinking about the times that I've had with my parents, my brothers, and my sisters. And now, 3 weeks ago, my oldest son adopted a little baby boy. We went over Thanksgiving, and we got to spend just sitting holding 7 pounds, 12 ounces of this young man. And I was thinking about what memories I'm going to create with him. Thinking about teaching him to fish and to hunt and to throw a ball. And I can't wait. So as I think about Christmas and the memories that I'm going to build, I'm really excited to